So hello everyone. Welcome to our video on a podcast on contemporary propaganda. My name is Kamani Batista, and I'll be your host and producer for today's episode. Here I have
I'm Ryan Andreozzi and Kelvin.
Yeah, my name is Kelvin Amper. We're here, everyone. Like my boy Kamani has said, welcome back. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be covering like fitness stuff and how there's a lot of like propaganda regarding the fitness, like the brands, the ads on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even on YouTube.
so definitely.
And I'll be talking about media bias and the algorithmic influence and how audience engagement plays a role in all of that.
So today, we're just exploring, like these guys said, experts 1 and 2. These guys are my right-hand mans right here. So we're gonna be focusing on social media and algorithmic amplification and how algorithms on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, social media in a nutshell, to be honest, and determine what content gets boosted, recommended, and ultimately seen by millions and billions of people. So we're looking at how these systems influence advertising, media bias, and public perception, and asking whether like algorithmic amplification can function as a form of modern propaganda. So that leads me to my first point. Imagine two people opening their phones at the same time. They both open TikTok, they both scroll, but one sees political outrage, culture war debates, and breaking news. The others see cooking videos and travel content. Same exact platform, same day, completely different realities. So the question we're asking tonight is, who decides what rises to the top of our feeds? So these algorithms don't just reflect our interests. They prioritize engagement, and engagement often means emotional, polarizing, or extreme content. Algorithmic amplification doesn't just affect politics. It shapes advertising, media bias, and what entire populations see. Billions of people. So drawing on ideas from COM416, we're asking a bigger question. How does amplification influence not just what we believe, but what we buy and how we interpret the news?
I like that.
So to start, we have to ask, what is algorithmic amplification? It's not just a buzzword, it's a real phenomenon that researchers are actively studying. So according to research from the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, I can pop it up right here for you. Most online speech today is hosted on platforms that use algorithms designed to optimize for engagement, meaning they learn what people click on, like, share, and watch, and then amplify similar content. So you're kind of living in a bubble. Whatever you like and you're interested in is kind of like, that's what you see, and you're kind of like blind, like in a tunnel vision kind of thing. So
Do
whatever
you
you
mind if I add on?
of course, definitely.
Like you just said, it's kind of like in a bubble where everything, whatever you see is what the bigger industry shows you. Whatever you see is what somebody else has made who is so deeper in the industry. And whatever we see is kind of propaganda. Is what, like I said, whatever you see is made up. It's made to trick your brain. It's made to make you think a certain way, and it's made to make you buy a product. So that's why I feel like we all live in a bubble. I don't even think living in this world is real. Continue though.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a great point you made.
Yeah.
So algorithms, they're not neutral. They don't treat all content equally. So they boost some content and suppress other content based on what keeps people engaged. That's the biggest thing. These higher corporations and they're all about algorithms and what keeps people engaged.
Exactly.
So that dynamic not only affects individual feeds, but also how information flows in society as a whole.
Yeah.
So think of algorithms.
I do that too. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off. It's just I'm very interested in this topic. I do that too.
Definitely.
As a social media influencer myself, I tend to make content that draws people in. I tend to make content that I know people are gonna be like, "Yo, what the hell?" I get their attention, and that's how I get them to watch my video. And it's the same with algorithm, the brands, propaganda. They all go in hand. It's made up stuff that make you sit on your computer and be like, "Damn, I need to get this." Like,
The term doom scrolling, it's like a big thing nowadays. But
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking a question for you, what kind of content do you do, and like what do you do for that?
I'm deep into bodybuilding and making fitness content. I like to teach people on how to lose weight, gain weight, on doing basic exercises helps you gain it most. I've gained 96 pounds when I was 18 in 16 months. This is not even a lie. On my mom, doing basic exercises and eating at home at the dining hall. So it's like I'm very deep into bodybuilding. I'm trying to go pro this year. I'm making content. My stuff is starting to get more engagement because I understand how the algorithm works, how to like manipulate people into watching me and to make me even get money. I became a sponsored athlete not so long ago because now I understand how Instagram works and how to draw people in. Like you said, we all live in a bubble. You just got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to draw people into your content. That's how you make money. That's how you get signed by brand deals. I love that question, bro.
Congratulations, man. That's a big. That's not like not everyone's like an athlete like that. You know,
Tap
I love the
in.
gym myself. I mean, I feel like it's a big like people's New Year's resolutions and all that other stuff. People want to do better for themselves and want
Exactly.
better for them. So the gym is a great way to start that
It's nice to
dedication,
Exactly.
know.
all that stuff.
What
It's
you
nice
say,
to know
man?
that you're involved in a type of engagement that is healthy towards the public versus other types of engagement that we're seeing that's conditioning people towards for example the doom scrolling.
Mm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very real issue that we're having nowadays,
Yep.
and it's like we have to discuss this as we are in order to really tackle like the issues that are arising from this type of algorithmic influence.
True.
But I think that's awesome that you're doing that. Like that's pretty neat that you got the whole business going and everything.
I
So
love it. It's so fun, man.
Like, I love going to the gym, but 96 pounds in that time frame is unheard of, man. Congrats
Bro, crazy. You know how many views I got? I got like 700,000 views for that. It's crazy.
on that video.
Yeah, but I gotta keep going, bro. I gotta keep going. I gotta
Engagement.
film
That's how
tomorrow.
you do like hashtags under your posts. Like how? What do you think
Right
that
now,
the video
um,
goes viral?
right now, there's something called SEO. You just gotta have your page gotta look professional. You gotta like in your description, you gotta name what you do. If you help people gain weight, you gotta put in the description. If you're 22, you gotta put it there. So when people come to your page, they know
Yeah.
what to expect. It's not really hashtag. Hashtags is dead right now. You could
Okay.
just post, and if people like you, they like you. It's right now. It's easy to blow up by being you, like just speaking and being you. People like that. They wanna.
Mhm.
People are tired of these so-called influencers living perfect life, big as house. Like people don't like that. People like to see college students just like this, just talking and trying to
Definitely.
figure out life, bro. You know?
Yeah. Just raw and uncut. Like
Exactly.
yeah, they want the real. That's what it is.
Exactly,
Um,
bro. Cute dog, cute dog.
you came to join us on the podcast. So that leads me to my next thing. So think of algorithms like a megaphone in a crowded room. They decide whose voice gets heard louder and whose voice fades into the background. That's kind of like the biggest thing I feel like. And this matters because when some content gets amplified consistently over others, it shapes what we see, think about, and ultimately believe. That's what we're asking. So
True.
when does algorithmic amplification start to act like propaganda?
That's a good question, bro. I think it started to be like a propaganda when brand deals start to push out more content on how come get our stuff. They show fitness influencers with perfect bodies. They show you, oh, if you take this, you're gonna look like this, but it doesn't work like that. Taking supplements don't grow you. You need to eat and train. So that's how the propaganda comes in with these brand deals, how they run ads and billions of people see it because they have the money to do that. So when you see it, it makes you think, yo, should I get this? No, that's propaganda. That's what propaganda is. They lie. They make you think like this is no. It's
Mhm.
not how it works. You need to eat and train hard. There's no like shortcuts, you know what I mean?
Definitely. How about you, Ryan?
So I think this is a really important question towards journalism,
Hmm.
particularly because we're
Mm-hmm.
all kind of dependent on the news as the main source to where we get our information,
Mm-hmm.
both nationally and locally at the community level. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
important for that information to be accurate. So when we're talking about amplification in terms of how it affects journalism and the news media, all that, since amplification heavily relies on algorithmic support currently, the way messages are amplified is by appealing to an emotional response to the content revealed rather than presenting the information as a professional report. Current algorithms are designed to spread targeted information to whatever it sees as providing the most potential engagement. The problem with appealing to the public for this engagement to occur is the influence on journalism, which shifts its focus from informational reporting to emotional appeals in order to create and maintain a response from the public. And after some research, according to a peer-reviewed research article that I found released by a private university in Indonesia, social media algorithms optimize primarily for engagement, seldom privilege content according to journalistic significance or professional editorial judgment. Instead, they amplify material designed to stimulate reactions, likes, shares, and comments, reshaping what counts as news in digital spaces. In this environment, newsworthiness is increasingly redefined as shareworthiness, privileging virality, and visibility logics. So essentially, what we're seeing is an increase in shareworthiness versus newsworthiness. And what that means is how much is a certain type of news engage with the audience? Is it going to create the most engagement or is it not? And so now we have a situation where journalists are kind of fighting the corporations that are trying to make a profit. And how do they do that? Well, they make it through engagement. As in your example, Kelvin, through your business, you want people to engage in order so that they are attracted to your product or service.
Exactly.
Well, it's the same situation, but with the news. And it's more with the news that becomes an issue because, well, now we have reporters that are, or companies rather, that are sharing information and that isn't always accurate, but rather appeals to the viewer. So instead of it being solely fact-based, it's, well, will this appeal to the viewer? Will they want to look at this, or is it not going to grab their attention, if that makes sense?
It makes perfect sense, bro. That's exactly how it works. It's not really, nowadays, it's not really about going viral. It's about how can I grab whoever's watching attention? What can I post in the first 3 seconds to grab their attention? It's like a hook,
That's
Yeah.
a big thing. Yeah, people's attention spans, they're like less than 30 seconds. They want to
Exactly.
go. That's like a big thing you just said.
It's
What
it's
can
almost like we've conditioned ourselves, in society to be very selective with their listening, as you guys are saying. Like, it's just very strange how we've come to a point where information, it's kind of like picking up on tidbits, like, oh, that really interests me, but somebody's talking over here and it could be something really important, but that
Mhm.
important thing might not interest the individual as much. So they're going to choose now, okay, I'm in control of what I can listen to. This appeals to me more. I'm going to lean towards this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So why do you think
I
that
like that.
matters? Like, what is the biggest thing like someone can take out of that?
So I think it matters because when it comes to just choosing to listen to what we want to hear, we kind of fail to really pick up the facts or, even a solution to a problem. I think a lot of times it's easier to choose comfort over truth. And sometimes the truth is more important to overcoming a problem or, I think that comfort, it's a false sense of comfort, really. I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah.
if I'm choosing to listen to information that I want to listen to, but something important is being said and that important thing is not being carried out, well, then that sense of comfort could turn into something that's not really comforting because, I failed to put my attention to where it needed to be.
I see. I see.
I
I
definitely
like
like that
that.
answer. I appreciate that.
I like that.
Now that we understand kind of like with algorithms and like what they amplify in certain content, the next
Mm-hmm.
question is who is designing content specifically to take advantage of these systems?
It's these creators, of course. It's these big companies that have people that go to school or have made content for so long. People like me that have been making content for so long. We know what to put and we know what to post and we know what kind of content people want to see this like year. Like content has changed. Back in the day, content was like selfies. You could just take a flick and then all of a sudden you're getting like 1,000 likes. Nowadays, you got to grab people's attention. It's not the same anymore. Now you
Mhm.
got to really produce it. You got to get a good camera. People don't want to see you with your phone. Yes, people love to see the raw stuff, but they want to see good quality content. Like they want to see you pop your camera, good camera. You speak clearly. and people just gotta like you, bro. And that's how it works. That's how you grab people's attention. Yeah, you could have hooks, but what if you're not? You're just a weirdo. Like, you don't even know how to like get people's attention. You know how to engage with them. What if you gain so many followers, you don't know how to engage with them? You don't text them. You don't reply to your comments. It
Yep.
doesn't work like that. It's not 2016 anymore. Everything is more professional now.
I agree with that. So I have a lot of questions. So like, just bear with me. So why do you think emotional content performs better in engagement-driven algorithms?
Any day, bro. Any day. Emotional content is gonna perform better than just regular content because remember, humans very emotional. When you speak and somebody feel what you're saying, they're gonna follow you. You're gonna stay and watch the whole video. That's why emotional content, educational content do better than any kind of content. You could pose your body. Who cares? You posted it for 5 seconds, but let's say you post an educational content like this, that we're talking about how algorithms work. People are gonna sit and be like, damn, he's 21, he's 22, and he knows this. Nah, I gotta follow him. I want to be like him. So that's how influencing come to pass. Like, people gotta want to be like, oh, I want to be like him. He sounds so smart. He sounds like he know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Right.
to add on that, I think engagement-driven algorithms, they also influence which news stories kind of uh, rise to prominence. So news stories that like receive the most attention are likely to make headlines above ones that may be important and fact-based. This is
Mm-hmm.
because engagement-driven algorithms aren't designed to spread news with integrity, but rather it identifies news it thinks people wants to hear and
Mm-hmm.
feeds it that same type of reporting. Due to the shift from newsworthy to shareworthy, journalists are in danger of becoming subjective in their words and bending information to fit narratives that change context. Presenting half truths or just lie, a lie altogether. The research article that I found also it furthermore states the shift incentivized sensationalism, emotional resonance, and polarizing narratives. Scholars warn that these conditions jeopardize journalistic integrity as editorial practices adapt to meet algorithmic imperatives. While algorithms also enable positive developments, like audience expansion, innovative storytelling, and the diversification of formats,
Mm-hmm.
these enabling roles must be weighed carefully against risks of distortion and erosion of trust. So, additionally, there are explanations to how these engagement-driven algorithms specifically affect newsroom performance and production. Due to data-driven logistics, journalists and editors decide how information is shared based on the engagement. So the algorithm is basically, and it's not even really the journalists and editors themselves, like it's really the algorithm that was programmed to curate towards engagement. So instead of applying, sources that may be contrasting from a particular viewpoint,
Mm-hmm.
that information towards that kind of supports a certain viewpoint just keeps being fed over and over again, so you're never getting both sides of the picture.
True. 100%.
Yeah, I like that, man. Appreciate that. I was gonna ask, so you kind of like took the question out of it. I was gonna say false information. You think it spreads faster than like corrections because it triggers stronger emotional reactions, like false narratives, and everyone
Yeah.
has different. You know what I'm trying to say? Like news outlets, and
Yeah.
so yeah. Do you
Yeah.
Absolutely.
think? Yeah.
I think false information, it can feed narratives that are emotionally charged, and that touches upon propaganda especially, because you know when you have a group of people that are like emotionally charged on a subject, and they're just being fed more and more of this information, or for example, that the half truths towards
Mm-hmm.
maybe say like an incident that happened, and they provide a half truth, or like they kind of word it in a way that sounds like it's in favor of a particular view. You have
Yeah.
these people who are like, oh yeah, that's totally right, man, that just proves
Yeah.
my point even more. And now it's
Yeah.
like, well, now they're just you're just kind of feeding perceptions, but you're not really telling the truth at that point.
You're 100% right, bro. That's how it works nowadays. When you post something that's like negative or like false, people tend to gravitate towards that because people don't like to know the truth. But I feel like in like 5 to 10 years it's gonna change. Like the content making has changed. People don't want to see no more lies. People want to see real people like us, college students, talking about some BS. People want to see that. People want to be able to relate to us. You know what I mean? People don't want to these perfect people. They're done with that. And the lies, we're waking up. Like the lies and the negative stuff would work on, like, let's say people like my grandma, because she don't be on the media. But now we're on the media every day. So if it's a lie, we go search it up. And even if it's not, that's why it's propaganda. When you do your own research, you get to know, oh, it's a lie, bro. What are you talking about? Like, we're not dumb. This is you lying, bro. So that's why I feel like content is gonna change in 5 years or 10.
100%. I 100% agree, and I think it's us talking about it too and helping to spread this information is so important for other people to hear, because I feel like we're kind of part of the cause, part of the part of this revolution, so to speak, of just rising up and trying to see past the mask and the lies of the
True.
media and the propaganda that's being presented to us by these algorithms.
Sure.
I would like to touch up on a subject. I don't know if y'all like are into like war like documentaries, but I've watched a lot of war stuff because there's a lot of propaganda going on in World War II with like Hitler and his people, and how they used to just make newspapers and tell them that Hitler killing people he was doing good. He was doing the greater good for the German people, but which wasn't. They had a concentration camps hidden, killing people and making it seem like creating newspapers and telling the German people that, oh, we're doing the greater good, we're serving our people. But that's propaganda. They're killing and covering it and saying they're serving their people, because the people in Germany, they started having jobs. Because after World War I, people didn't have jobs anymore. Germany was down. Berlin was down. People was broke. So Hitler rose up. And then, I understand. Let's say if you had a country and then your country was nice, all of a sudden y'all get like murdered and then y'all don't have jobs. If somebody rise up to like help the people get jobs, that'll be fire. But they're making propaganda. After Hitler's rise up, they started killing people and saying, no, we're doing it for the greater good. They're shutting down people. They're shutting down people from like Israel businesses. They're shutting it down and taking them because we're doing it for the greater good. And that's one of the purest form of propaganda that we have went through in the recent century, bro. It's real. It really happened. They really posted fake newspapers and
Because he was a
shipped it.
dictator.
Exactly, shipped it. It's happening right now.
For sure.
We got a precedent. That's what I'm saying. You can't even say too much. You're gonna come get me.
This is why transparency is so important.
Yeah.
It's like the algorithm is it's kind of affecting transparency in a negative way, to where we kind of don't see, the transparency just isn't there anymore. It's like you said, these news lines can be altered. Disinformation is spreading and misinformation as well. Some of the misinformation isn't always intentional, but like you guys said, that's why it's so important that we verify what we're looking at.
100%, 100%, bro, 100%.
So that leads me to my next question. I have a question for you both, and you guys can agree or disagree, or like whatever. So do you guys think that algorithms intentionally manipulate users, or are they simply responding to what people engage with?
Oh man, that's a great question, bro. I feel like they're responding to what people are engaging with, because you gotta understand, content, people, big influencers have similar, like when they make content, it's kind of the same, you know what I mean? Because it's like they know this is what the algorithm want to see, and they know this is what people like to interact with. That's why some content, they look so much alike. Like these influencers, let's say fitness, for example, because that's the kind of industry I'm into. The content kind of looks the same because they know, oh, I posted this and it got let's say 200,000 views, and I posted the same stuff and it got 500,000 views. Oh, this is what's working in 2026. So I feel like these influencers, they know how to manipulate the algorithm to then push out their form of content to the general public,
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree with that. I think it's mostly engagement based, and I think it depends on how it's coded. So if it's coded for a particular type of engagement, then that could totally be, it could totally be carried out, and it's a form of influence kind of in the background. But I think in terms of just coding it specifically to attract engagement, it's going to act with that behavior.
I've been doing that myself, bro. Like 26, there's new ways to like edit content and to get out the most you can. And people are gonna start copying me because I figured it out, bro. Swear to God, they're gonna start copying my edits and all my, you know what I'm saying?
So is it responsible? So like, kind of like you're in fitness, so like you see all these big companies like Meta, like all these companies,
Yeah.
their biggest investments are in advertisements, and
Mm-hmm.
we've never seen something like that before in like the past. Why do you think
Mm-hmm.
that's like something that's so up and coming and like ad revenue ads? They're paying so much money for ads, like Super Bowl commercials, for
Yo,
example. Companies were paying 8 million for like a 30-second to 1 minute commercial, not even. So why do you
yeah,
guys think
exactly.
companies are investing so much into that stuff?
I think companies are investing so much into that stuff because nowadays they know people don't watch TV no more, bro. It's 2026. Who's sitting and watching TV, bro? People, even my mom be on Instagram, bro. Like my mom be on Facebook. Like we don't care about TV no more. So they're smart. That's what I'm saying. These companies are people that study people because they know what works, bro. Nowadays, in order to make money, you need to run ads. You need to become like an athlete for a brand because the brands are pouring mad. Like you said, the Super Bowl, they're pouring mad money because they're gonna make like 4 times the $8 million they put into that because they know people are gonna watch the ad and people are so quick to be like, damn, I gotta go check it out. And when you go on the website, that's money right there. You don't even gotta buy nothing. And that's how, bro. They get your attention, they making money off the bat, bro. That's how it works, bro.
I think,
Every,
I think it's an amplification tactic as
mm-hmm.
well. I think, because so many people do watch the Super Bowl, advertising for the Super Bowl is going to create it's like the widest channel, I guess,
True.
it's the widest outreach, or it's
Yeah.
it's able to create that outreach because there's just, there's so many people and that watch it. And you also, when you're displaying your ad, I think companies, what they do when they make ads, design ads specifically for the Super Bowl, they put so much work in the ads themselves because they're competing with other advertisements and they have such a short window to catch a person's attention
Exactly.
and keep that attention.
Exactly, bro. You see how you get it. You understand how this really works. It's all about grabbing attention. People, when they grab the attention, you go on a website, you go scroll down, they make 2 cents. And imagine if 100 million people are watching it. That's 2 cents from 100 million people. That's money.
Yeah.
That's how it works, bro. It's money. That's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
I have a ton of questions. I really like this topic, man. We can talk about this forever. I really
All
like this.
day, bro. All
Yes, sir.
day. Just gotta drink some water and eat.
So, even your like, what are your guys' own social media feeds like? Have you guys ever noticed like your recommendations becoming more extreme or repetitive over time? Like, what are your guys' feeds mostly entail?
Um, Like right now, like my feed, I see a lot of ads, like we had mentioned, because nowadays ads is king. If you're a brand, you got to make ads. But like if you're a personal brand, I think running ads is not gonna be worth it because you're a personal brand. Like you're not big yet, you're wasting your money. But now even on TikTok, bro, it just you scroll down, you see some funny thing. You scroll down again, it's an ad. You go down again, ad. Like bro, it's just all ads. I don't even get regular content anymore, bro. Just ads, brand deals, new company, new supplement, ad. They just making money. You can't blame them. We all trying to make money.
Everything's a dollar sign, man.
You know what I mean? And I
I'm
know,
I'm gonna
yeah, I feel like that too.
I'm gonna be completely honest. My feed, I kind of tried to trick the algorithm. I try to like, because I know it's trying to feed the same information, and I'll admit myself, like um, I'm kind of trying to break the addiction of like doom scrolling. But I noticed that even when I trick the algorithm, it's really trying so hard to figure out what it is that I'm interested in, and it'll even go so far as to, I think what it does is, and I'm not 100% on this, but the
Mhm.
more you look at, like if you watch the whole entire video, it logs that and it's like, okay, so he watched the entire thing, he must be interested in that. And then
Exactly.
when I was tricking it and it couldn't figure it out, I would watch like one completely unrelated reel,
Yeah.
and it would, for the next couple of reels, it would be the same, like similar type of content. And it's like, wow, okay, so that could totally be
yeah.
playing my my emotion and what I'm attracted to, such that it's like, all right, it's trying to keep me here instead of, go do
Yo,
something important or whatever. Like
yo,
boredom is
Ryan.
actually important for this reason. The thing is, it feeds you so much content. It's like it's switching off that boredom switch, but boredom is what allows you to do something new.
Ryan, I gotta add on because you know what's funny? What you just said right now. That's exactly how it works. You watch a video, it's like they're watching you, but it's like they know
Yeah.
what you want to see, bro. It's scary, bro. Even when you talk about it, you go on your phone, boom.
Yep.
Y'all watching me, bro. That's how it works, bro. Social media is getting crazy. There's no privacy, bro. Like they know everything you're doing,
that's the
bro.
thing. Like you see all the policy things, like you agree. It's like you have to agree to use the service, but that's the thing. They put a ton of stuff in there, and they're definitely listening to us, and it is very
crazy.
It's crazy because I think there's a big topic on, and I'm not trying to trail off topic here, but there's a big thing where it's like, are we really citizens or are we consumers?
Great question, bro.
We kind of have to separate the two and realize, like, hey, are we giving our rights away to consumerism? Like, what is this the lifestyle that we're really putting ourselves in? And we have to approach this, with a really cautious, ethical, and moral perspective, in my opinion.
Bro, and Ryan, you know what's funny? That's why every time you get like on Instagram, they make you read this privacy, whatever. It's so long. Who's gonna sit down and read this?
Read all that, yeah. Like they know that our attention they can only grab our attention for so long. Oh, let's just put a whole list of legal things and know that they're not going to read it, but that justifies that we can just do anything so long as we have it written and they click a button.
Exactly, fam.
That's crazy.
Exactly, bro.
Right here. Fitness content.
Bro, exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
This is real. This is real time. This is real right here.
That's how it works, bro.
Insane.
Fitness.
Look, advertisement.
Yo, you see the editing on that? That's the new way to make editing. 2026, that's the new format. You're going to blow. And it's not like you're going to blow.
AI. This is AI. This is insane.
I don't like AI, bro. I hate AI.
So that leads me to my next question. As artificial intelligence becomes more advanced, do you guys think algorithmic amplification will become more powerful, and why?
No, I don't think so. You know why? Like I said, nowadays, 2026, making content is a personal brand. You need to be yourself. Nobody want to see, bro, we're done with AI, bro. That was 2023, 2024. We're done with this BS, bro. It's annoying. Imagine you're on Instagram and it's a robot talking to you, bro. I don't care about you. People want to see us, bro. People want to see people like Ryan just speaking his mind. People want to see my boy like Baptista speaking his mind. You know what I mean? People want to see people like Kelvin just speaking, bro. We're tired of AI, bro. It's like, bro, why is this robot telling me how to train? You don't even train. You're a robot. You don't even go to the gym, bro.
I 100% agree with you, Kelvin. I think naturally we all we want to see authentic people. Like we're just drawn to authenticity. And I think, we're fed up. I still think it's, a very dangerous category, AI itself. So that's why I think, and I do still think that a lot of us are picking up on that. So
100%.
Because of the fact that we realize, well, we can't just replace ourselves with technology. We are ourselves.
Exactly, bro. And if you know that, you're gonna go in and meet it, bro. I figured it out last month, bro. I figured it out, bro. People don't want to see no AI, but go make some real content. Put a camera and speak. Stutter. People want to hear you stutter. People don't want no perfect stuff. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. So AI generated content. You think that's out the window?
It's gonna be. It's not right now, but it's gonna be out soon, bro. Because people big companies are still using AI, but the ones that are starting to peep are using real people as athletes to promote their brands. People don't want to see AI.
Do you think AI is not gonna take over the content world? How about journalism, news outlets,
maybe
and stuff like that? Because you know how you can create. You can make us like on this podcast right now, you can put it into like an AI generated app or a website and
Mm-hmm.
have us talking and making false claims and false things like that.
Yeah,
I
that
think
shit's
that,
scary, bro.
yeah, right.
I'm
That's what
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
lie.
It's
Scary.
crazy to
I'm
think
not
about.
gonna lie, bro. They could make up something about you and it wasn't even you. You're going to jail for that. That shit's scary. No cap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like deep fakes and stuff. Like I've heard of people
Yeah,
doing really
scary, bro. I've seen
Mhm.
that. Scary.
celebrities even.
Yeah.
Scary, bro. AI is getting too powerful. It's getting like, yo, stay away from me.
I think, yeah, I think a lot of it depends on the consumer as well. But it's like there's a lot of talk about, oh, will AI, because the algorithm is so, it's very strategic and intelligent with the way that it goes about carrying out its commands,
Mm-hmm.
such that a lot of people, and because of how advanced it is now, a lot of people are like, oh, is it going to replace my job? Is it going to replace art, drawing? Is it going to replace social media posts,
Mm-hmm.
whatever? And I think a lot of that depends on the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, I think an important, um, I think what's also important to know is the consumer are those artists. They are those content creators. They are
Mm-hmm.
those people that they are those journalists.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like it's the individual and the talents of that individual versus the corporation. But we can all band together and we can be the ones to decide, hey, we're citizens, we're people. This is
Mm-hmm.
us. We are
Mm-hmm.
not technology and we are not to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought another course that I was taking, we talked about, what are we putting our obedience to? Are we putting our obedience to technology? Because it seems like that's the path it's going. We're putting our
Yep.
obedience to the
Yep.
algorithm
Yep.
because the algorithm seems to be the more comforting, the easier. Oh, I don't have to do it. The algorithm's going to do everything for me.
True.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you know what's funny nowadays? I feel like AI has become our new god. Like AI, like Chat
For real.
GBT, we're so fast to go on it. Oh, Chat, I just stubbed my toe. How do I fix it? So
Yeah.
like, how do I do my homework? You know what I mean? So I feel like AI is not gonna go away in that sense, like journalism and stuff. But like when it comes to content, I think it might. I'm sure content AI is gonna be like, we don't want to see AI because it's people. But like for your homework and stuff, like you want to write a book, AI is gonna help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah. So people should use. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna say real quick. The only thing that I like to use AI for, I like sourcing information from the internet, but
100%.
I'll specifically ask it like, hey, can you pull like something that's credible? And then when it gives me the link, I'll click on that link and I'll research it like inside and out. Okay, is this who provided this? Who did the research? Is it credible? Like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have people out there that make it really difficult to verify what is, authentically researched, authentically published because the algorithm is able to write this stuff artificially, which is,
Crazy, bro.
insane. Yeah, crazy.
It's crazy, bro. Like what the hell? I don't trust it though. I don't. Who told you this,
It's
Mr.
all
AI?
no. It's all deception, I think. It's all I think we're deceiving ourselves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're waking up though. Like kids
We
our
are.
age, like maybe like people like my mom, she like 50, she grown, she too. Or maybe she not gonna catch them, but like us, bro, get this AI out of my face, bro. It's probably some, you know what I mean? Can't even swear.
I
It
think
probably some BS.
it
Yeah.
probably ruined a lot of people's lives because they're so reliant on it.
Like,
They're
bro, 100%,
people
twin.
get brainwashed. They're so like they're so reliant. They're not using it as a tool rather than like an emotional support person. Like it's not a real
Mm-hmm.
person. It's not going to be there for you for your traumas and all that other stuff. You have anything to like to follow up on that, Ryan?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
AI?
again, not to veer off topic
Yeah.
because it's affecting such a general category, not just, news and advertisements, but I just think about children and how impressionable they are.
Mm.
It's like, okay, well, now we have an incredibly powerful tool that kids are interacting with and that could lead them down a seriously wrong path depending on how they use it, how they're, and a lot of parents, they aren't really, to be realistic here,
Not monitoring.
they're not monitoring exactly. So this, I just think that makes it even more dangerous, considering the youth are going to be the future, and that's why it's so important to uphold, this standard of morality, ethics, even within consumerism and algorithms. Businesses try to say, oh, well, it's a free country and the government should not get involved in how I conduct business. And it's like, well, you know what, you still technically have an obligation as, an American chartered company. We believe in ethical freedom. We believe in behaving ethically for each other.
Mhm.
That's just
True.
how it is.
I agree with that, bro.
I have a real life example of that, bro. Because like, this is kind of to get off topic, but quick story. My sister, she's a single mother of two.
Mm-hmm.
She works from home, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like my little nephew is 6 years old. He's super reliant on his iPad. He doesn't really like to engage with other kids, or he doesn't like to talk. He's very emotional and like to himself. Like I see like kids younger than him that are talkative, like super like,
Mm-hmm. Like
and
outgoing.
yeah, and it kind of hurts me because like to see that, because
That's
it's
your, you know what I mean? That's your family. I get it, bro. I
my
get
little
it.
nephew, man. Like I'll do anything to help him, but you just gotta get the iPad away from him. When you take it away from him, he gets all like he starts to cry and all this other stuff. So I feel like a lot of kids are like that, and like in this day and age,
Yeah,
a lot of kids
bro.
are super reliant on it.
Bro.
And he plays Roblox and all this other stuff. You never know what you're seeing on that game. People like it's so crazy, man.
And yo, even with video games, they show you violence, bro. That's why it make people go crazy. And the thing with younger kids, bro, they wasn't going outside playing basketball and soccer and getting cut. They was in the room with iPad, bro. You need to go outside, go touch some grass, go play ball, get in an argument with your friend, be a human, laugh, be mad
Yeah,
sometimes, have real emotionals,
I feel like being in having a childhood in the early 2000s, it was like it was the decade that we all kind of saw like authentic childhood kind of diminish.
True.
And it's kind of it's like really realistically, it's kind of heartbreaking. I mean, I remember growing up and it was like, I love to go outside, Don't get me wrong, I love to be inside and play video games, but I knew the importance of being outside and interacting with my friends.
Had to be. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my friends, some of them, they would rather play video games. And it's like, dude, like we can go on Xbox from our houses and play video games. Like, I don't want to go over to your house and play video games. Like, I want to go over and just do whatever, go bike ride something. But I don't want to go to your house and play video games. Like, that to me is just, it's absurd.
I agree with that 1,000%.
I agree with that, bro. You gotta sometimes, bro. We're all humans. Go outside, bro. You're 6 years old. If you get injured, you're gonna bounce back. Just go outside and have fun. But I loved playing soccer when I was a little boy, bro. It's so fun.
Like even tackle football. I used to play tackle.
You
football.
feel me, bro? Right in the hood, bro. Right in the middle of the hood, bro.
Like, come on. Like,
I miss them days, bro.
Me too, man. And you never gonna get that. You're never gonna be that age again. So you got to live it to like the fullest, man.
Yeah,
even the time we're in right now, we're in college. We got to take advantage of this stuff. We're never gonna be this age again. So
it's crazy, bro.
I just wanted to touch on that topic a little bit.
We was just in middle school like last week. Now we're in college, finna graduate.
So amplification. Nah, it really does. So amplification. So it doesn't just prioritize political content. It also systemically boosts corporate persuasion, higher up, higher power. So in COM416, we learn propaganda often serves as interest. Corporate advertising amplified at scale serves commercial interest.
That's a great. This is the best question yet, bro.
I hate to ask this. Can you say it one more time?
So the question is that good that you gotta hear it again.
No, I need to make sense of it. So it's
whether the structure of amplification makes persuasive messaging more powerful than ever before.
Damn, I think so, because like the broad audience is seeing a lot of stuff like with like big companies, like you said, the higher ups pushing out more ads and more propaganda. So I feel like it's more powerful because it's just in your face every time, bro. You can't get rid of this. It's just constant, like ads. You're talking about something, you know what I mean? That's how I feel like. I feel like it's more powerful because now it's just people are in the media, bro. Like back then, it was newspapers. So like, let's say you ain't have 2 cents to get newspapers, you'd be fine. But we all have phones, bro. It's like it's in your face. So I feel like it's definitely more powerful, bro. Maybe I'm wrong, Ryan. What you think?
Well, now that there's like targeted advertising or targeted whatever, content that targets specific people, I think
Like
this type of amplification does kind of it does have a greater persuasive technique because, like I said before, it's just feeding the same information and it's kind of strengthening that belief within whoever's receiving that content.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of, but that doesn't leave room to really see the bigger picture and create a better consensus. It creates like a sense of self, I guess maybe self-righteousness, like, oh yeah, like totally, like this is exactly that. This is it. But then it's like, okay, well that's only half the side of it,
True.
I know we touched on like advertising and how it's shaped by amplification. What do you guys think about journalism? Do you think that's also shaped on amplification, such as advertisement?
Yeah.
100%.
100%. But I actually have a girlfriend that is into like journalism and stuff, and she be talking about it how even AI is taking over like journalism, bro. Because people are getting lazy. They'd rather just go to AI. Or what happened in 2026 when Trump bombed like Iran, and they didn't even go to Iran to go see. They didn't even make no research. It's just AI giving it to him. What if it's a lie? What if Trump never did it? You know what I mean? And they're just pushing it out there and scaring the American citizens, bro. So I feel like even journalism, bro, it's crazy.
And that's the thing that the algorithm will do too, is like, oh, everyone's interested in this topic now. They all believe that it happened. Let's send them more of these articles or whatever being pushed out that could be fake, and because that's what's creating the engagement, and it's becoming chaotic in terms of the information world. I think
True. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree with that.
I think and I also think a lot of journalists are kind of, because I just think about again how people think AI is going to, and it actively is trying to replace talents or jobs or whatever. I kind of think about it in the journalist category of, sorry, I'm kind of losing my words here.
Nah, you good, bro. We've been speaking for a little minute. My thoughts are shot too.
So I think a lot of journalists that are passionate about what they do, they must really be fighting, these corporations and the fact that they're implementing these algorithms because of the profit that's that's resulting from it, and it is, a lot of businesses are like, oh, we want to make profit, but again, it's like, is money really worth more than ethics, than humanity?
I like that, Brody. That's the realest shit I've heard from people our age, bro. It seemed like even people our age, we've lost it. All we care about is going to the media and go looking at the hottest new girl, go looking at the hottest new fitness body, bro. I like that you said it's not just money, bro. Look at OnlyFans. It's not, bro. Be a human, be real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
A lot of
that's the
temptation.
thing too. Like all that artificial stuff. It all started with airbrushing too. I know you kind of brought up like people looking at like, oh, the hottest
Yeah.
models, whatever. A lot of that stuff. There's documentaries on how that stuff. A lot of it was created from Photoshop just to gain male attention. Gain that engagement, and now because algorithms can do that a lot more proficiently, it's, from the start, really, it wasn't really ethically okay, because it's like I said, there's documentaries on it. There's documentaries on it for a reason. I think ethical reasons. And now we just see that kind of on a mass scale, and it's double feeding it now. It's feeding the flame.
100%, bro.
It's playing with emotions, so.
So yeah, what that shows is like that algorithmic amplification doesn't just affect what we see on social media. It can also influence how journalism itself is produced. Because like journalism everyone needs to make money. So it just
True.
it's adapting to like what people, you know, like it's just adapting to the new life, the new like algorithms, AI,
Exactly, bro.
what people are like focused on today in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean,
Exactly, my boy.
mhm.
Exactly, bro.
when
That's
news articles,
100%, bro.
yeah, bro. And when news organizations compete for attention in engagement-driven platforms, stories that provoke stronger reactions often receive more visibility than stories that are simply important or informative. It's
True.
great, and the shift is from like newsworthy to shareworthy content. It can encourage sensational headlines, emotional framing, and polarizing narratives. Like we touched upon all of this stuff. It's been great. I've been enjoying this podcast so
Now
far.
this podcast is like it got me really thinking about what even happened in Mexico, bro. Like, I
Sure, yeah.
don't know. This is crazy.
Because like when headlines like it started off with like it just gets swept under the rug. Everything new, like the news, is always on. It's
Exactly,
focused on
bro.
negative things. It's
Bro.
focused on negative
And the
things, man.
thing is, bro, they don't even push out the real stuff. Let's say, for example, what happened in Mexico with the cartel and how like the man got killed, the boss got killed. I forget his name, but I did my research on it not so long ago. It happened last week. What happened to it? They're not talking about it. What happened to the American people that's still in Mexico? Who's gonna go get him? Trump. What's Trump doing? Trump be
Mhm.
talking big and stuff. But how come they're still pushing propaganda and not really caring about the citizen, bro? Go get your people, bro. Like you got so much money, you got this media working for America per se, talking about what had happened, but what about the people? Who cares about this is all propaganda, bro.
I can touch upon that as well because I'm big. I invest a lot of like I invest. I love the stock market. I'm on that every single day.
Sure, that
And
shit is hard. I try to do it and bro, it's too hard, bro. How you do that?
I've been
Nah,
doing this for
bro.
about since 2020.
Sure,
Like
nah, I'm definitely text you, bro. I'm trying to make
for
some
sure, bro,
money.
definitely. So when war is brought to light or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's already planned in advance. War is already
100%.
planned. Money is moved to commodities like gold, silver, and stuff like that. Oil's getting higher, everything. So the people,
Mm-hmm.
when political people, they plan it in advance. They meet together. They have meetings. So
Shake my
the
hand, bro. You
war is
know.
already happening before our eyes.
You know, bro. That's how it works. It's all plan work. And war, what comes out of war? Yeah, people die. There's some casualties.
They got
But
money for
war,
wars from
exactly.
before.
All they're trying to make is more money and go take over some other people country. And then, I don't even want to say this, rape their women and kill their men and take oil, gold, whatever it is to make their country better. That's
Rare
what
earth
war is.
rare earth
You feel
minerals.
me? Exactly. War is all made up propaganda shit. They tell you, oh, go fight for America. They kill American people. Whole time your mom sitting home eating chicken and rice. Nobody killing your mom. It's all lies, bro. You be lying, bro. It's
Yeah,
funny.
It's
war,
always
yeah.
been it's always been a fight for control and you know
Exactly, bro.
control and money, and it's really messed up to think about. But touching upon like Trump and all that, I know not to bring in like biblical stuff, but there's a verse that reminds me of like what Trump is kind of
Bro,
doing.
you good, bro. Let us know, but make perfect sense because whatever happened in the Bible is actually happening right now, bro. It's
Yeah, like
crazy.
I try to keep it separate from academic work, but I'm not afraid to at least bring it up because
Mm-hmm.
personally it's what I believe and I'm happy to share it.
Most
Bro,
Um,
definitely, bro.
me
Hell
too,
yeah.
bro. Me too, bro. Like that's why I love this topic. Cause like, bro, this something I've been reading for my whole life. But Ryan, I want to hear what you're gonna say.
so the verse that I recall is like, so what, you know, for what does it profit a man should he gain the whole world but lose his soul? And that just made me think of
Damn,
Trump. And I was like,
that's deep.
Wait, can you say that one more time? One more time. One more time.
That was deep.
for what does it profit a man should he gain the whole world but lose his soul?
Yeah, bro. Deep. Even
Yeah.
for example, these rappers, that's what happened to rappers, bro. They lose their soul and gain everything, bro. The women, the money, the cars, all that, and they don't got souls. They can't sleep at night. You think Trump is sleeping right now? He can't sleep. The bro
This
don't
is
go to
why
sleep.
this is why it's like, you know, again, like I read scripture here and there and I try to make sense of it, but I also know how important the truth is, to be close to the truth and how important transparency is because it allows us, at least if we can't see all of it, you know, and respect, I'm trying to be respectful of other beliefs too, like when I say this, but if we can't see that truth, at least there's a truth within scripture that can help us remain humane. There's a moral.
God is real. God is real.
100%, 100%, bro.
God we trust.
And you always gotta turn to God, not AI, when stuff get busy. Because it's getting busy right now, bro. It look like Trump is waging war, and it's gonna come on people like us this age. And you know what's funny? You know how propaganda back then used to work so much because people wasn't smart enough. People like us were young, we're strong. They would have recruited us by now. But now we know, bro. What makes you? What proof do you have to show me that? Let's say a man from Iran try to kill my people. What do you? How they gonna get here? But let's be honest. We're so bro. Come on, bro.
We're more.
Come on, bro.
We have a better ability now to recognize influence and protect ourselves from that influence.
100%, bro.
So at this point, we looked at how algorithmic amplification affects advertisements, media bias, and public perception. But this raises an even bigger question. What are the broader consequences of living in the present in an information environment shaped by algorithms?
Oh my God, you really came with some good questions, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's hard, bro, because like nowadays we're just influenced by just media and just ads and just brands and propaganda, and whatever we see is what we think it is. Once you have even let's say for example your cousin, he get news on his phone. He's 6, he still see news. You know what I mean? I mean your little nephew, he's still you know what I mean? It's just how it works. It's like if I feel like we're growing into it now. It's not like back when it was like the early 2000s. Like I don't need a phone. I'm going to play soccer. But now we all have that, bro. It's like damn, it's really hard to live a regular normal life when you have everything in your hand, like technology. I feel like damn. What if we have kids, bro? Our kids gonna be robots.
Yeah, I'm scared to have kids in this. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse.
That's what I'm saying, bro. When you think about it, it's deep, bro.
Okay, so it's funny because in one of my other comm courses we talked about how we have so much information, but despite having so much information, we know less. I don't know how to explain it, but like
that makes perfect sense, bro.
That makes perfect sense, bro. Yeah, I like that.
That makes perfect
sense. People are lacking common sense. People are lacking. Bro, it's insane. It's crazy. People are getting dumber. People are getting more
funny.
People are getting more dumb. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. People are lacking patience. People are lacking discipline. People are lacking a lot of things that back in the day they had it, and it was just
people are lacking discipline, but that's the biggest one. I think people are lacking huge discipline, bro. People attention span is so like less now. They can't even sit and do a 5-minute homework. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm one of them people too, bro. Let me. Sometimes, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Bro, sometimes, bro, I be looking at my homework. I'm going on Instagram, bro. This homework, I don't want to read this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm
gonna be honest, bro. Gotta be honest with the audience. I'm guilty, bro. Let me hide my face, bro.
All right, so today we've explored how algorithmic amplification works and why it matters in our everyday media from here on out. So social media algorithms are designed to prioritize engagement, meaning they amplify the content most likely to generate clicks, shares, and reactions because it just generates more income for them.
True.
These big companies don't really care about us. It's the reality.
They don't, bro.
They
don't. You're just an athlete, bro. You just gotta bring in money. You gotta get big and strong. Bring in money. If you're not bringing in money, they're not. You know what I mean? They're not gonna jack you, bro. Kick the rocks, bro.
Exactly, man. So ultimately, the question is not just like what information is being shared, but what information is being amplified and why. Like, what do you think is the most amplified topics like going on in today's
bro.
right now?
I'm not gonna lie, you like 4 for 4 with these good questions, fam. I'm not gonna lie. You shooting straight threes, bro. Now I can't really speak for the general public because, like I said, I'm into fitness. So like a lot of stuff I see is I see all fitness stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't even get memes anymore, bro. Just straight fitness. But right now, I feel like brands are showing more of like these fit people. If you buy this product, oh, you're gonna
Mhm.
look like us. But it doesn't work like that. You don't taking. Let's say ashwagandha is not going to build you 96 pounds in 16 months. It doesn't work like that. So I feel like that's what brands are using right now to reach people. They're showing you a fit model with a perfect Instagram body. Oh, get this product. Use code whatever. You get 20% off, and you're gonna. It don't work like that, bro.
And Ryan, you have like a different perspective. So what could you touch up on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the algorithm kind of, instead of pushing a specific like main type of thing, I mean maybe politics, because a lot of people are nowadays are just so
True.
politically divided that they're, you know, the algorithm's like, oh, I can kind of mess with that and boost engagement that way. I can feed this side the same
I actually did
information for
that
that.
one time. I'm not doing
And
that no more.
yeah, I'm literally in the same boat. Like anything political, I can't even, it's like, how can you even verify it? And
Exactly. I'm not doing that no more.
the way it's written is like, it's not, it's almost subjective when some of
Right,
the reporters write it or whatever, the algorithm, and it's like,
bro.
okay, well, you're
Doing it
just
for the
not giving me
clicks.
information anymore, you know?
Exactly, bro. They just hook you and they get clicks and that's it. I actually made a post like that. I'm like, bro, how do I even know this is true, bro? And I was like, just stick to making content, film. You a bodybuilder at the end of the day. You're not no president.
Yeah, I think I think it'll just be too much of a stressor if you just focus on. It's good to focus on yourself and less just like, that's just too
Yeah,
too much stress, too much disinformation, misinformation going around. And even
Yeah.
if it is politically accurate, it's like, really, how is it gonna affect your life? How is it really gonna change your life for the better? In my opinion, I mean, I think politics are still important to know about, but
To be, yeah,
you're
exactly.
gonna
To
if
be
people
knowledgeable
let
on.
it get to them, it's just becoming counterproductive towards your own life and your own goals.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point you made because I mean you're just a regular pedestrian at this, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have that much power or say, but you can have an
exactly.
opinion. But the sad truth is you don't matter. Like but
Yeah,
it's just the sad truth.
is this the truth, bro?
It's
Is
sad,
this the
sad truth.
truth, bro? Who are you, bro?
And people feel entitled
But
and all this other stuff, but like you it's crazy, but
but we have a
It's
voice.
a broad like talk, like I would say.
yeah,
It's too broad to like just cover it all, you know what I mean? When it comes
definitely.
to
Well,
like politics.
that's the thing. It's the sad thing is the truth is people are trying to get the truth out there, but with so much other noise, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, the disinformation, misinformation, it becomes harder to do that. But we do have a voice. We ourselves, we create meaning, within our lives, within family, within friends. We create stories, we create narratives of our own,
Mm-hmm.
within our lives. So I think, to while to other people we may not matter, we matter to somebody. I think we matter, even if we, hypothetically, if you didn't have a family or anyone to talk to, I still think that you do matter as an individual.
Yeah.
And because of that, you
Definitely.
have a voice and you have the ability to make change.
We
So
all
we're all
matter,
in this
man.
together, you know what I mean?
100%, bro. We all matter, man. Whoever is listening, bro, you matter, bro. Keep doing you and keep shining, bro.
I appreciate that. Definitely.
Great host, bro. Great host, bro. Every question
Thank
was
you.
perfect, bro. You went like 6 for 6 with them, bro.
I appreciate
Every shot, I'm like, eh.
I tried my best. I really did.
You did
Um,
great, bro. You did great, bro.
Yeah,
thank you
good
guys for
job, guys. You
joining
did a
us
good
today.
job.
Thank you guys for this discussion on algorithmic amplification and contemporary propaganda. I hope that you guys took something away from this. I definitely did. And I'm going to continue to deepen my knowledge on politics and all this other stuff because like it matters. It
Man,
really does.
it
So
really does. But hey, man, this was your host, bro. Great guy. He did great. My
so much.
name is Kelvin. And then this podcast was great. I'm actually gonna take some of the stuff he said to implement into my videos on my content.
Appreciate the conversation, guys. I think
Of
you
course.
did really good.
Hey, bro, I think we did great, bro. I liked it.